Hello, so here's the problem, new problem, that is sort colors. The problem number is 75 of LeetCode. So basically this problem is of sorting, and we have given an array of nums or array basically within objects. That is basically we have three colors, red, white and blue, and the colors are represented in 0, 1 and 2. So we have to basically sort the array with these only three numbers, 0, 1 and 2. Basically they are as colors. So we have written that you must solve this problem without using the library sort function. So we don't have to use the sort function. That is that will basically solve this in so easy. Okay, so we don't have to use that. We should have use approach for that. Okay, so the basic approach for this we can use like bubble sort or that sorting methods, merge sort, but that will take so much time. Okay, so to see this problem is mainly easy from that those algorithms. Like in this we have only three numbers, so we can always use some shorter techniques for that. So first technique, we can simply see that we only have three numbers, so we can simply take the count. Okay, so here's the first approach. Like I'm trying to told you that in the approach one we can simply take the counts of all the numbers like 0, 1 and 2 of the in the array. We can take the frequency of 0 and then 1 and then 2, that how many times these numbers are present. So then we can simply put the numbers in the array and update the array. Okay, and return it. Okay, so simply we can see that if we see this array and iterate through, then simply what will happen is it will iterate through, start from 2 0 2 2 1 0, and then it encounters every number and then simply update the frequency. Like if it first see 2, then it will simply increase the value of frequency of 2, that we will take the variable for that. Okay, and then simply for 0, then simply for 2, then 1 1 0. Okay, if we write all the frequency of that, like frequency of 0 is basically in this array is 2, and then simply frequency of 1 is also 2. Okay, and frequency of 2 is also 2. Then simply what we'll have to do is, like at last we can simply take the array. Okay, and then take the array and update the value at the index with this frequency. Like if we have 2 array, then the 2 0, then we simply update the value with 2 0. Like if I write, then you will got the like this. If we take the, like at first there will be 2 0. Okay, and then will we have 2 1, and then we will have 2 2. Okay, this will be a new array. Okay, but this is basically okay approach. Like if we see the time complexity and space complexity, this is fine, that its time complexity is basically big of n, big of 2n basically, not big of n, because we are using 2 pass. Okay, 2 pass. Why? Because first we will iterate through error for frequency and then we will update it. So big of 2n. Space complexity is basically 0 because we are not using any extra space. We will simply update this array, that is basically is given for to us. Okay, so the time complexity is big of 2n, and this is 2 pass solution. That's why I have written it here. And this is also known as counting sort. Okay, we are simply counting and the sorting. Okay, this is basically unstable. What is unstable? Unstable is basically like if these two ones are present, then the one that is present first and then the one that is second present second will come or not come in the updated array and they are present. Okay, this second one can also come because we are just then updating the array, not basically this is unstable. That's because we don't know that if those 2 0 will come as they are in this array. Okay, so this is basically definition of stable and unstable. So this is a unstable approach, and the time complexity is also big of 1. Obvious, that's totally equals to big of n, but we can do better this that approach though. So our second approach is the famous name approach, that is Dutch national flag algorithm. That will be simply one pass algorithm. Okay, we will simply iterate through iterate the array through once, and we will simply update the array that we required. Okay, so we will take three variables: low, mid, and high. Low represents basically 0. Low represent the number 0. So whenever the number 0 occurs in the array, we will simply swap the value with low, and high represents the value 2. So whenever we encounter with 2, then simply we will swap the value with high, and high will start from last because we have to uh, we have to update the array with 2 on the last and 0 at the first, because we have to sort it. Okay, so high will be at last and low will be at first, because 2 will be at the last and the 0 will be at the first. And mid is the variable that is basically iterate through the array. Okay, so simply what will happen is that this low and mid. Okay, mid will simply mid is in the first basically element, so it will simply see that 2 is the element. So simply it will, what will happen is it will swap the value with high. Okay, so the 0 will be, okay, so the 0 will be here and the 2 will be here. So the next updated array will be like, if we write, then the updated value will be like 0 2 0 0 0 2 1 1 and 2. Okay, the values are swapped, and then after that what will happen, low and mid. Okay, low and mid, so both will move. Basically no, because low is not updated. Okay, so simply high will mid 1 minus 1, and mid will be on that same place. Okay, we will not mid because we will not move mid. Okay, so low will be on the same place and the mid will also on the same place. High will move 1 minus 1, because this loop will work till the mid is smaller than or equals to high. If I move mid with high, when we will move high and then we will also move mid, then we simply the mid will cross high. Okay, and then all the value are not sorted. So we will when we move high, then we will simply not move mid, and then if we move low, then we'll simply move mid. Okay, so this is the approach. Let's just configure something like if we change it like this. Okay, so next iteration, mid is here only and high is here on this one. Okay, if we just change this. Okay, so at next iteration what will happen, it will simply again check for this value. This is 0 and the low is also 0, then it will simply swap the value with low, and the low and mid are on the same position, so it will simply give this result. And this time mid will also +1, low will also +1. Okay, because we have to update the, so then we will simply what will do is that simply move again mid, because the same condition is there. Low it is 0, so the low is basically pointing to 0, then the swap will happen and the both position will be on the same side. Okay, and then simply we will move mid and then low. Okay, let's see, and then After that, what we'll see that 2 is the number and 2 represents high. Okay, then simply high's value and this value, that is the point where mid is there, simply swap. Then the new array will be like this. Okay, let me write. The new array will be like this, 0 comma 0, and here the swapped value of 1 will be there, like there will be 1 and here will be 1 and here will be 2 and 2. Okay, so simply what will happen, this 2 will come here, this 2 will come here and 1 will this come here, and simply what will happen, like if you see that mid, okay, let me select it, mid will be here, low will be here, and high will get one shifted. Okay, so high was here. Okay, so high will be here and mid will be here and low will be here. Okay, let me just change it. Okay, this will be the new configuration. Okay, now the array is looking sorted, but the iteration will move forward. Okay, and then next step, what will happen, mid and low are same position. Basically it represents 1, neither low represent 1, neither high, so simply mid represent 1, and then when the 1 will come, then simply mid will move forward without any basically change and without any swap. So then this mid will simply move forward. Let me just do that. Okay, and simply it will look like this. Okay, mid will simply move on high. Okay, and low will be here. So the condition was, the loop's condition was, when while mid is smaller than or equals to high, then simply the loop will exit and the returned array will be like this, 0 0 1 1 and 2 2. So simply the array will be sorted. Okay, so I will provide the code for both the cases, like counting sort and this next approach. Okay, because this approach is good because basically this is one pass solution without any basically without any this, the problem was here was instability. So without any instability, here stability is maintained because we are just updating the digits in the same array. Okay, so here the stability is there, no new numbers are coming, so that's why this approach was not that good, and because this was big of 2n and this is big of n basically. Okay, the time complexity here is big of n. Okay, so that's, and the space complete is same. Okay, we are not using extra space. Okay, so I'm going to provide you code. Let me open the code. Okay, so here's the code. For first I have written #1 like counting sort. So simply what I have done this, we have taken the 3 variables, 0 count 1 count 2, and simply iterate through it, and the numbers we will take the frequency count 0 nums I, if nums I equals to 0 0 0, count 0 0 plus, and then if nums I equals to 1, then simply count 1 plus plus, and then simply for count 2, and then simply we will, what we'll have to do is, we will, while count 0 minus minus, we will simply update the nums index plus plus with 0 till the value how many times the 0 is basically frequency, and then simply for 1, then simply for 2. That's why these two loops are there while. Okay, so this for and this while, total while, so that's why it is not a good solution. Okay, basically it is a 2-class solution. Okay, an unstable. That's why we have used this Dutch national flag algorithm. That is, we will take 3 variables, Dutch, mid, high and low, and then simply we will, what we will do is, while mid is smaller than high, we will simply check if the nums mid equal to 0, then simply swap for the value of low. Low represents 0, and we will iterate both mid and low. Okay, and then if mid equals to 1, then simply move further mid. Okay, and then simply check if that equals to 2, then simply swap with high. Okay, high is the at last position, and simply it will decrement itself, and then simply you can